Hi, Dinah Monahan here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You know, when people started telling me, oh, you should make a YouTube channel, I shake my head because growing up as a kid, I think the word obnoxious would have applied. Anyway, that's at least what some people said. And I talked a lot. And it was funny because people didn't want to listen to me. And so I laughed because now I'm doing a YouTube channel thinking that people are going to listen to me. But I think what happened is I grew up, and in 70 years, I've probably learned a few things along the way. For instance, in the beginning of this YouTube video, it says pro-woman, pro-baby, pro-life. And I think if I could pick 3 words that describe my life, that would be it. In fact, it was funny because I went to a high school reunion, it was about 20 years ago, but nonetheless, and they asked me what I was doing, and I said, well, same thing I was doing 20 years before, and 20 years before. And so that's been, my life has been consistently pro-woman, pro-baby, and pro-life. And how exactly is that reflected in how I've lived my life and what doors God has opened? Well, pro-woman. In the early years when my kids were little and Mike and I were in the pro-life movement, and my parents had the Heritage House, which they have the little precious feet, the pro-life symbol. My mom created them. My mom and dad started the Heritage House, and they sold them all over the world. They're literally all over the world and probably 15 million of them or something. Anyway, but that was the atmosphere that I grew up in, was pro-life. And so I always gravitated to working with young women who were pregnant. And so in the early years, my husband and I, our kids were little, and we started taking in young women who were pregnant. And it was actually sort of God orchestrated it, and we said, yeah, I guess. We had no idea what we were doing. And then in the end, for 6 years, we took young women in 3 at a time, and they lived with us, and some of them have kids, and it was a wild adventure. You know, I loved it. I am like a duck in water in that environment, but my husband, God bless him, rest his soul, that was something that was not natural and normal to him. So anyway, but we took the girls in, and then I started a maternity home here in Arizona. And then I started a maternity home in Ethiopia, and I went back and forth. After my husband died, I started a ministry called Psalm 51. And this ministry is sort of a compilation of all my years of working in the ministry and as a lay counselor and working with the young women who live with me. I saw the damage that shame did in their lives. And so I have created a whole program to help women understand, and then for them to just get rid of the shame in their life. Not shame for what they've done, but for what was done to them as children. And so this is the ministry we have, and I have a retreat home, and women from all over the country come, and they do retreats for I'm also pro-baby. And oh baby, have I been around babies. You know, when you take in all these pregnant women, they have babies. And so you find yourself over and over again, you're just welcoming these precious little ones into the world, and you can't help but be involved with them as you're involved with their mamas. And so my life has been around babies, both here and in Ethiopia. And I love babies, like my mama before me. I just love babies. And you know, I can't even tell you what an amazing thing it is to know that because of the path God opened up for me to work, to start and then work in the center all those years, that there are babies alive because God put me in that room at the time this young woman chose to come to our centers. I remember I was in Walmart and a lady tapped me on the shoulder. Then they started the Heritage House 76, which distributed these. In the early days, they did literature and there was really nothing available. And so my parents, along with so many other people in the country, came together and they sort of carved out the pro-life movement. What does it look like to fight Roe v. Wade, to fight abortion? And so each took their own avenue, but together they created a formidable movement that we're just carrying on second and third generation. But I have been pro-life in every aspect. My goodness, I've laid down in front of abortion clinic doors and in protest. I've done prayer vigils, a lot of prayer vigils in front of clinics, been involved politically, been involved nationally, but always I was drawn back to working with the moms and their babies. And so I have been pro-life all of my life, starting with my parents before Roe v. Wade. And also I contributed to the whole pro-life idea because my husband and I had 5 children, and we now have 26 grandchildren. And so that is I think that's my crowning achievement in being pro-life. And so with this said, I hope you enjoy this channel. I'm going to be sharing lots of insights and experiences I've had, things I've learned, just talking about maybe about the culture and definitely talking about things pro-life. And so I thank you for joining me. I hope you will just like and subscribe so that you can get notices when I post, and that you'll just join me and take this journey with me. Bye-bye.